I have enormous pleasure to greet our friend for the long time, researcher of the ancient history, ancient civilizations, ancient texts, ancient women, modern and modern pyramids, one of the most productive builders of modern pyramids in Moscow, St. Petersburg, Tomsk in Siberia, man who knows the pyramids, who knows the energy of the pyramids, who knows how the pyramids function, the effects of the pyramid energy. Our good friend and brother, Russian bear, Valery Uvarov.
For me, it's something special, great pleasure, because we haven't seen each other since 2019, and within this period we did a lot of very important discoveries, because we are working daily. I have no day off, working. And today, my presentation, actually, you see, is going to be about philosophy, anatomy of the pyramids, and I will open some news for you, because today my presentation will consist at least two parts. I'm going to present my part, and Olga, my partner, she will present the second part, because we are working completely together, and I am working over the pyramids, the effects. She's working over the cosmic cyclic processes, which actually are in the foundation of all these energetical processes which actually are activating or deactivating pyramids. This is just main idea. Then, I do not think, I would like to say that I offer you kind of a game, but it's not a game, actually. Today, you can consider me as the person, as the priest who was deeply engaged in the construction, of the pyramids in ancient times. And if in the future you will get like a question, why pyramid has one or another strange, part in the body, or what one or another chamber means, anything, you can ask, and I will tell you exactly what ancient Egyptian priests would tell you, why they did it this way, but not the other way. Understood?
Yeah.
Great. So, while I have been listening to the previous presentation, I have been amazed, and Sam, Michael, JJ Hurtik, they have been talking about interesting stuff, and I thought I will reconstruct my today's presentation and will answer some questions which haven't been answered by the other investigators. So today I have a lot of things to say, but we have a very short time to do that. So I'll try to be short, very precise, and in case if something will be not understandable for you, just then tell me, and I will make it more clear for you. So, in the previous presentation, one of the questions which was not answered, this is the orientation of the pyramid. Have you got idea why they are all oriented on the northern pole? No? So before I will explain it to you, and you will then clearly will understand that this must be done only like this, I'd like to say a few words about very important aspects which you must always take into account. If you want really and deeply understand what happened with our civilization or different civilization in the different parts of the world, you should start and always keep in mind who was the curator of our civilization. Because our civilization already at least 23,000 years, even more, is under effect, is under control of some other extraterrestrial civilizations which much stronger, much more developed, and they have their, here on the planet Earth, their own interests. And they're trying to fulfill their task. And if you do not know their interests, you have no chance to understand what actually is going on here with us, with our civilization. So now let's start about the curator. Here on this slide, I'm showing you our solar system and three main planets which actually existed 18,000 years ago. It was planet Earth, planet Mars, real name, ancient name Eden, and Tiamat, Maldek. Now this planet is destroyed and it's belt of asteroids. 3 planets. All these 2 planets, Maldek and Mars, have been on a very, very high level of development. And they came to the Earth by very special reason. Here you see the complex of the pyramid in Mexico and Teotihuacan. And you know that there are 3 main pyramids. Actually, we're always talking about complexes pyramid, where we have 3 pyramids in the middle. Pyramid of Kukulkan, Pyramid of the Sun, and Pyramid of the Moon. Here you can see this complex from few kilometers up over the complex, the same pyramids. And if you put on this complex the maps of the orbits of the planet, you will make very important discovery. Planet Mars, the Sun, and the planet Earth. Not stars of Orion belt. It's quite a different story. What is interesting, to point out the fact that pyramids of the complex are modeling Mars and Earth. The height of the pyramid of the Earth, 42 meters, and the height of the pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, 22 meters, tied together up by special ratio. It means that the sizes of the pyramid are equal to the sizes of the Mars and Earth. This is the principle of resonance. How they did kind of a channel of energetic interaction between 2 planets. Then, let's see on this construction of the Teotihuacan. Here we have a road. This road plays a very important role, and it has few very important meanings. Now you see what it means. Mars, Sun, and the Earth. This complex in Teotihuacan has different names, and one of the explanations that this is the complex which shows or here lived the people who knew the road to the God, right? Again? So, this explains that the gods came from Mars, passing the sun to the planet Earth. Understood? Understood?
Yeah.
So, where the gods landed? Here is the road, and here is direction to the present north. We have a 15 degrees difference. If we prolong this road up to the north, we go to the Greenland. And this is exactly the place where they landed first time. Just to find exact place, take into account Kailash mountain, okay? Then northern face, northern reflector. Put a line which is perpendicular to the surface, and then make it long till the northern pole, and you will make a very important discovery, where actually the Meru mountain was actually created, exactly on the northern pole. This map of Haji Ahmed is also important because if you take into account ancient principle, all pyramid complexes have been oriented to the north, okay? Kailash oriented to the north, to the Meru mountain. If you put like a vector from a Meru mountain south, and from the western side of Kailash you make a vector, it goes directly through Giza, directly.
Is it halfway?
Hmm?
Is it halfway actually?
Almost, it doesn't matter, but it goes exactly to the place where Atlantean pyramid have been situated. You see, this is the complex, and Carta of Haji Ahmed shows that this was the benchmark from mappers of the ancient time. Here, the pyramids of Atlantis have been existing. Let's go there. This is the China pyramid, or pyramids in China. All these pyramids have been built according to the canon, the law. Let's call it pre-Diluvian canon, pre-Diluvian rules. And all of them are oriented, not ancient northern pole. And if you just put a line to the present northern pole and where the Chinese pyramids are oriented, we go exactly to Greenland, to Meru mountain. This is the place where actually first landing have been realized. Here Anunnaki landed. So all the pyramids you connect like this by a vector. This is the Meru. It's here, up till now. So one thing also you should keep in mind. So ancient pole and this map exactly shows where the pyramid of Meru have been situated. This is also have been the place of the axis of rotation. So when the planet Earth have been rotating, here in the middle of this area there is a very deep crack in the Earth, and with the help of this rotation, this crack was always white, and through these breakings in the ground from the core of the planet have been, how to say, the light beam, the energy beam of the core of the planet was actually, firing up. It was very, very strong energetical beam. Actually, a bit later, I will show you how it is embodied in the principle of anthropomorphism, anthropic similarity, because everything which I'm going to talk together with you works on one and the same principle. So here we had actually a very deep earth, like crack, like actually Baikal Lake, Baikal Lake is a very special place because it's deep. We know that it's approximately 1.5 kilometers deep. But in reality, this crack is almost 50 kilometers deep. 50. And energy of the core goes up, affecting the field of time and space, and we have all magic stuff there. So, here, very important pictures. We did this picture some years ago on a distance of 40 kilometers.
Is this Moscow?
Wait, don't be too hurried. We built an experimental pyramid. And then we decided to make a photo of the energetical beam, which in ancient Egyptian tradition was called Shu. Keep in mind, Shu. This is the energy beam. And when we drove the car 40 kilometers away at night, there was no lights close to us. And we made a picture in direction of the pyramid. We got it. This is the Shu coming through the pyramid, through the top of the pyramid up. The height of this beam is approximately 1,200 meters. This is the energy, Shu. This is exactly what is shown here. This is the principle how ancient pyramids and stelas and temples have been constructed. So ancient priests were spending time to find the right places for building earth cracks, having a strong energy coming out through these cracks from the core of the planet. And then when they found this place, they put stela or pyramid exactly on this place. And pyramid was empowering with all necessary effects. So, on this picture, you can see this Shu pillar. Interesting is that this is the military radar system. There were 3 military bases on the distance 60 kilometers away, 32 and 30. And when they were scanning the area of the pyramid, they noticed this Shu beam. It was not transparent for electromagnetic waves. So we registered it scientifically. And this phenomenon of energetical beam you can find everywhere. Pyramid has energetical beam. Each planet has it. Galaxy also has it. This is the principle. You also have it. It goes out from your head up there.
Yeah, and it's also interesting, sorry to interrupt you, it's very relevant, you might like the data, that in Chinese medicine, the major energetic portals on the back are called like Shu point,
Yeah.
and they also have a lower resistance in terms of electromagnetic measurements. So it's just copying the algorithm.
Now, we came to the point. So, in ancient times, Northern Pole. On the Northern Pole, there was a pyramid of Meru. And very strong, energetical Shu beam coming out through the pyramid. This is the temple, which actually explains how the system is working. The foundation of this temple, made of stone, and it's round. It's a body of the planet. Our planet is a ball. stone ball, right? On the northern part, they show different temples and the pyramids which are looking to the north. You see? On the north, on top of the planet, there is a strange temple. Here it is. Again, principle of anthropomorphism or anthropic similarity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bodies. 7 bodies because in our body, physical body, we have 7 organs of endocrine system, which actually highly important for our spiritual development. So, on top, on the northern pole, there is a pyramid built according to the principle, and now attention, over the pyramid, hanging a strange object.
Is that hanging there like that in this temple?
It's,
Or
let's
is
go,
it floating.
let's go. Now, this is magnetic field of the planet Earth. So when we are orienting, especially when they in ancient times oriented the pyramid, sure, one reason why they oriented pyramids according to the North Pole, South Pole, because of the magnetic vectors. This is the vectors of power, okay? Then there is another very interesting moment. Our planet has an axis of rotation, understandable? And we have a magnetic pole, right? And they are displaced. They are not one in one another, displaced. So when the planet starts to rotate, it creates this strange figure, so-called hyperboloid of rotation. And you see the traces, northern pole, south pole. Interesting is that in this area, which is actually around 30 parallel, 35, there is the place of transition between space and time. And interesting is that all pyramids are built exactly here. Just short jump to the Cheops pyramid. You remember now or know that Cheops pyramid has not 4 sides, 8 sides, okay? And it was done by a very special reason, my friends. If in ancient times, when the northern pole have been in a different place and the whole situation have been stable before we went through the asteroid flow with all problems later, I'm going to talk a bit later about it. You could build a pyramid, 4-sided pyramid, and orient it on the northern northern pole, sorry. But after asteroid impact, which actually took place 13,675 years ago, situation changed. Our planet lost its orbit. Before we had 360 days cycle, now 365. The axis of rotation have been changed. Magnetic pole changed. And now our magnetic pole is moving. It's not stable. It's moving in a certain, certain area, in a certain range. So what ancient Egyptian clever priests did, they made the side like this. If you make it like this and then put a vector here and vector here, then you will see that northern pole is moving exactly between these two vectors. It means this pyramid is scanning a big distance, and moving northern pole is always in the focus. Clever. Good idea. Then, when the pyramid was in a good shape, each side had a surface looking like a lens. And the difference between straight line and this lens was, let's say, 1 meter deep in the middle. Okay, understand? 1 meter. How to say? I do not remember the word. You understood what I mean? Only 1 meter. So in this case, the focal point of the northern side of the pyramid will be exactly over the northern pole. Taking in account the cavity, because our space and time is not straight, it has. So the pyramid of Cheops is scanning and keeping in focus northern magnetic pole and something, kind of a space over the northern axis of rotation, the magnetic. Now look, Per Arne Mikkelsen, this military guy, made the pictures of northern pole on 2010. Here it is.
From which one?
Thousands of years over northern pole, a physical interplanetary station is hanging. Yes, it's like a satellite. It was hovering thousands of years ago. So the reason actually is explained. All temples, all pyramids are looking on the northern pole. Meru pyramid gather all these beams of energy and send it up into the sky where the satellite is flying. Satellite receives this signal and transmits it somewhere. But it's clear, to Mars and to Tiamat. Now it's a different station, but the principle is the same. This is the reason why all pyramids have been oriented to the northern pole. Got it? So, and again, if we now know that that was the pyramid of the Mars, of the Sun, so this pyramid is not the pyramid of the Moon, but this is the pyramid of the planet Earth. So, that complex in Mexico have been built in the period when Martian civilization have been ruling in the solar system. Got it?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah. When was that roughly in reference to Sumerians or
So,
roughly?
according to Sumerian texts, if you translate in the proper way, Anunnaki landed on the planet Earth 22,500 years ago. Not so long ago, actually.
That was after destruction of Mars.
No. Please, listen, okay? This is, the Mexican complex of the pyramid shows the time when Martian civilization, again repeated, were ruling on the solar system. They were curators. They were our gods. Actually, they came to planet Earth and they were giving us information and knowledge, and all that I will tell you today, this is information received from them. Then, planet Earth came through asteroid flow, and exactly at the same time, another very important event in our galaxy and in our solar system was over. This is event called the War of the Gods. And I'm not going to talk today about the War of the Gods. Actually, all this information is described in this book, which actually I brought here for you, Sam, but I'll give it to you a little bit later. So this information, which actually I'm just giving you today all is here in this book, which soon will be published in many languages this year. But so let's get back to the curators. So when the War of the God was finished, and our previous curators lost the war, here into solar system came new curators, and I think you know who they are. Orion, and it is written everywhere. So this is the reason why complex of the pyramid in Giza is oriented and showing who was the curator when the complex was built. This is the first layer of information. Then, if you take into account orientation of all these shafts from the pyramid, you can see when the complex of the pyramid have been built, exactly when. Who was curator of the solar system in this period? When this period started? With whom Cheops pyramid have been in contact? And there is another very interesting aspect of all the story. Serious. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Wait a moment. So in any way, it's this part of short part of this presentation actually is over, and I hope that I was understandable enough for you to show you the reason why ancient pyramids of any civilization have been oriented to the northern pole. Clear? Yeah. Understood? Yeah. Actually, there is, as I told you, a lot of layers of different information, especially this one. It has direct contact with the energy information, how to say, source of the pyramid. But now, I'm just giving you idea. We will be talking about it later. And now I will make a step to the following part of my presentation, which actually I also called like Philosophia and Anatomia of the pyramid. I tried to make this part of my presentation short, very concrete. So just to catch all the slides and everything I need to show you for better understanding, I'll sit, okay? And I will be, well, working from here. So what I'd like to start from more than 30 years of research led me to clear understanding why and for what reason information of the pyramids and how the pyramids must be constructed have been given this knowledge to the humanity thousands of years ago. Why? As I told you, that knowledge have been given to the earthlings by Anunnaki. And they did it not from, as we say, not from the good life. There was a very serious reason why they did it. Why the knowledge of the pyramid have been given to the earthlings? The reason was following. This reason is connected with the tragic destiny of our solar system. Each 33 million years, solar system crossing so-called asteroid flow. 66 million years ago, asteroid impact killed all dinosaurs. 33 million years ago, Earth has got another asteroid impact on the northern part of Russian Siberia, and it was also a terrible asteroid impact. Then, 33 million years later, and that was 18,715 years ago, our solar system again pulled in the asteroid flow. This asteroid flow each time killed all forms of life capable or who can carry the seeds of knowledge, seeds of consciousness. This is the big problem for the solar system. So, and Anunnakis, they decided to build, actually they did it before, the huge complex of asteroid or anti-asteroid defense in our solar system and also on our planet Earth. But they came to the planet Earth with one reason. They clearly knew, they suspect that in this particular case, the possibility of negative outcome for them is extremely high. And they decided to prepare the planet Earth and Earthlings for possible resettlement from the Mars, Tiamat, to the Earth. They need to prepare the planet and people of the planet Earth for that. When they came here, the first step which they did in the frame of the project or resettlement project, 22,500 years ago, Anunnaki came down to the planet Earth and gave information how to build the complex of the pyramids along the spiral coming around the planet Earth from South Pole to Northern Pole. And this is illustration from the book, Afanasy Kircher book. This picture shows the principle how these pyramids, yes, have been built along the spiral. It's also a very interesting topic, which way it was rotated and the other interesting stuff. But important is that this complex planned to be used as a system for interplanetary communication with Anunnaki, as long as they decided to prepare the planet for very highly possible resettlement. Why with Anunnaki? Why Anunnaki flourished the Earthlings? Among us, there are some species having specific genetic capacities. Most of ETs have knowledge. These species could easily shut down spacecraft only with mental impulse. Can you imagine? And these ETs, especially during the War of the God, had to create technical devices to protect the spaceship against the mental influence. Can you imagine? Not all of you, just some people, approximately from 3 to 7% of humanity have this capacity. And this is the reason why up till today aliens are terribly jealous of us, terribly jealous, and do everything they can to hinder, to suppress development of our civilization and let these people express themselves among humanity. Small but very important detail. Therefore, we have some genetic as Anunnaki has. It means that your genetic is equal to genetic of Anunnakis. That's why all the technology or technologies which Anunnaki developed for themselves during thousands of years of their development can be used by us without any adaptation. So, Anunnaki came here, and to fulfill their far-reaching plans, they needed to prepare two groups of people. First group had to be able to correctly perceive information from Anunnaki and transmit Anunnaki's ideology to the other part of humanity. Understand, yeah? And second group was a very, very special one. People of that group were trained to work with pyramids of the complex of the interplanetary communication with Anunnaki. The second group required a special high level of development of human energetic abilities. There were few such people on the planet Earth, so the Anunnaki decided to stimulate the development of these people, their energetical systems, for their rapid transition to the second stage of development of humanoid form of life. You are at the end of the first stage. Second stage, for you, it's like semi-gods. But in any way, they decided to prepare a group of people having such capacities. To reach this goal, it is necessary to activate energy and hormonal system to turn on internal genetic program of transition from one level of development to the second one, to the next stage of development of humanoid form of life. For realization of such technology, we need pyramids. It can be done only with the help of the pyramids. Among all properties of such pyramids, there are some key ones. Pyramids must have special construction features, allowing to activate the genetically preset program for transition of human energy system from one level to the next evolutionary level. I'm thinking and I'm talking about the technology of activation of a special chains in hormonal processes. With the help of special biogenetic programs pre-installed in DNA of each human being. How this genetic program can be activated? Here you can see 7 main so called or well-known esoteric principles. 7. But in reality, it should be not 7, but 12. Because everything that we somehow think or connect with these principles has a direct connection with our energetical bodies. These planes of existence, these 7 energetical bodies, it's a system through which you, all of you, are integrated in the universe. So, remember, here must be 12. You know only about 7. Just to understand the meaning of the mechanism of this process, we must bring back the 8th principle. The 8th principle is the principle of reincarnation. The principle of reincarnation is the key principle that underlies the creative and evolutionary processes of the Creator and the man. This connection is obvious, especially if you will remember that in the Bible is written that God created man in his own image. Remember this? In Hermetism, as above, so below. In modern scientific language, God created man following his own genetic code. The only way of real transformation and enlightenment for you, only one way. I am just pointing out this truth because you are going to many different gurus and schools for enlightenment, right? If you are talking about real enlightenment, only one way, reincarnation, because this is genetically pre-installed in DNA of each of you program. And ancient text says, remember, that you are the cells of the God, remember? So you have the same genetic code as the Creator. It means He pre-installed in you all stages which He long ago passed, and you have to go the same way according to the same principles, no other way. Why? Because again, reincarnation is turning on genetically pre-installed in DNA programs for transition from one level to another.
Excuse me if I misunderstood you, just to clarify. You said the enlightenment can be actually going into reincarnation. Does it exclude enlightenment during the lifetime in flesh and body, or maybe
I would prefer, please,
crucial for understanding what you want to say.
to understand what I'm going to say,
No.
just a little bit wait.
Okay.
Just a little bit wait. Because 1 minute later, you would get your answer. But now you just broke my narration.
I'm sorry.
Please, for the future, do not ask me questions now. You will get answers just in a few minutes, okay? So, the process of reincarnation, now it's important for you. The process of the reincarnation can be released by 2 ways. First way is direct reincarnation. You understand what I mean? When you die. But when you die, nobody knows where you will appear next time. This is the whole technology. It means, shortly I will explain how it works, because it has a very close connection to Jesus Christ and his mission, which actually you missed. You all missed this mission. You know, in reality, nothing about Jesus Christ. He came here with quite different purpose. He has nothing to do with Christianity. Nothing to do. So, how actually it should be done? If you, any person, die now, and you have been burned somewhere, for you is only one chance how to switch on this program. Someone must exactly know where you died. Then the child should be taken to the place where the person have been died. And when the child is here, this genetic program is switched on. And child became like semi-gods with unbelievable abilities. But you don't know. Nobody of you knows where you died before. No. And don't believe anybody, because sometimes people ask me, well, you know, the Tibetan priests we have, you know, in Tibet, the leader of Tibet, and this is the a chain of reincarnation. They found him. I said, let's be honest about it. If he really would be reincarnation, who appeared on the planet Earth according to the rules, he would be like a god. But we know exactly that he is not the god. So let's go to the point. So first way of reincarnation is the direct reincarnation. The other way. But before I tell you, there's another thing which I'd like to remind you. Practically, in all cases, when people experience a clinical death, and these people have been returned to life, those who was returned experienced a growth of their energetic abilities. If you know maybe about it. This is the key. This is the key. So, we will focus on the second scenario. This scenario called consciously controlled reincarnation. You need to control everything with what's going on with you. To activate the transformational program encoded in human DNA, a specific influence on the fifth energetical body should be made. This is the reason why I'll show you these Plato's bodies, and this number 5 later you will see everywhere, because this is the key moment. For activation, for this consciously controlled reincarnation, we need a special pyramid, as I told you, and the Cheops pyramid is exactly such one. This pyramid have been designed and built to affect the fifth energetical body of a human being. To illustrate how this technology is working, let's start with the purpose and the name, real name of the complex of the pyramid and Cheops pyramid. Because what you know is not the right names. There are some 3 names, which I actually will give you now, and you will understand what is it about. So, Cheops pyramid has several epithet names that directly indicate the purpose of the pyramid. First is the 5th section of Duat. Duat is in ancient Egyptian tradition. This is the name of global, united, energetical system of the human being, the earth, and the universe. Because we are integrated, we are the one. So all energetical system, your planet, solar system, universe, this is Duat. 5th section of Duat, it means 5th energetical body of you, planet Earth, and the universe. Understandable? So, the second name is the place of dragging through, pulling through. Is it clear for you what it means? It means this complex is doing something absolutely difficult. In the meaning, the other meaning could be described like to crawl through the eye of a needle. The pyramid of Cheops, when it was in a good shape, as I told you, affected the 5th energetical body. See now how this was implemented in the design of the Cheops pyramid. First of all, there is an ascending corridor inside of the pyramid. An ascending spiral corridor was discovered recently using microgravimetry. You know this method when they are scanning through the body of the pyramid, and they found a strange spiral, like something inside of the pyramid. What is interesting that this spiral has 5 turns, 5 steps. So topologically, this is invariant of 5-turn spiral. Just small but very important details. It's done like this to create kind of a vector of power, movement of power coming between the 1st and 5th energetical body. We need to, yes, just to make the energy move in a certain direction from actually bottom of the pyramid from the top, to the bottom of the pyramid. Then another interesting details. In the Queen's chamber, there is a 5-step niche. You see it here. And there is an interesting detail in connection with this niche, actually forgotten by people. This is the place where Ark of Covenant have been installed. This is the moment. In my book, I am explaining and tell people the story that how it was. This is a very interesting place. But now, in context, we're talking about. Just keep in mind, it has a 5-step. Again, 5. And here is the key moment, my people, my friends. So you remember that King's Chamber, over the King's Chamber, there is a strange construction. It has 5 layers of granite stones. Interesting is that they have a special distance between them. And in reality, this is quite different to what Egyptologists are talking about. If you ask them what it is, they say this is the special chambers to distribute the pressure of the minerals, of the stones, to the king's chamber. No. This is mirrors. 5 mirrors. And when the energetical flow, like a beam, goes through the pyramid, it goes to the floor of the king's chamber, then reflected up to the first floor, down, and so on. We somehow, we are empowering first 5 energetical bodies. But here is another interesting detail. At the beginning of my presentation, I showed you the road of death in Mexico and Teotihuacan. On one hand, this road shows the way from the planet Mars to the planet Earth. You remember this, what I told about it. But in the middle of this road, there are kind of a sections. And this is the key moment. This is something what investigators didn't expect and noticed. The distances between longer and smaller part gives you exact information about ranges of vibration of your chakras and distance between them. Key moment. Distance between chakra. And then Cheops pyramid, if you go deeply in the text, has a special tune. It's a fa, how to say, fa sharp?
F sharp.
Fa sharp.
F sharp.
F sharp, okay? Do, re, mi, fa. Fourth, fa diez. Fa plus, okay? Fa plus. Give you the hint. What is it about? Between 4th and 5th floor in the Pyramid of the Sun and Teotihuacan, in the floor, they found special mineral, mica. You remember? Mica. Or mica, how to say? Mica. Okay? Remember it. Then, when scientists have been investigating these places, these chambers, they found that on the second chamber, on the floor, all floor is covered with a strange black powder. And they cannot find an explanation. Why? Why it's done? I will explain. As I told you, you are talking to the priest. We did it, yes, we did it by very special reason. When you go to any schools trying to find the way how to stimulate your energetical capacities, to develop your energetical abilities, you go from the first step, just making first exercises, like trying to develop the sensations, the feeling, and at the moment when you start to feel the energy, it means that your first energetical body came into the resonance with the first energetical body of the earth. Good. You are happy. You go on. You are so enthusiastic. And you work more, you develop yourself, so, and then you start to see, like, oh my gosh, clairvoyant, it is great, right? You went into the resonance with a second astral body, your astral body, with the second astral body of the planet Earth and universe, okay? And you are in the shit. That's all. Yes, that's all. Then, let's be honest about it. If you then start to go on and develop your abilities, you get cancer. Almost 100%. Because just take into account what happened with the well-known, world-known teachers. Jidda Krishnamurti, Ramana Maharishi, Vivekananda, Shiva Rabin, all of them died from cancer. Ancient did it specially. They said, first energetical body, second energetical body, and third energetical body must be synchronized with the first, second, and third energetical body of the Earth at once, as one unit, not like one by one. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
First. And then, the energies of an astral plane, this is this is the filter. Astral plane, this is the filter which gathering all negativity, which humanity of the whole universe is creating during your development, during your life. And it is done by a very special reason. I will not be now explaining all details. I'll tell you what is important. To avoid this negative effect, you need to pass the second stage, this energy, quickly. Not let this energy to affect your energy system long. And now look, take two wooden boards. One board covered with white paint, another with a black paint, and put it under the sun. Which one will be hot? Because the speed of time, the speed of the process. This is the reason why they cover it with black, so that the energy of the second plane flew through the pyramid fast, not affecting the human being. Understood?
Yeah.
This is the moment. But here is Nika to stop this energy. F sharp between fourth and fifth energetical body, there is a membrane. You need to slow down the movement of the energy between these two bodies to accumulate this energy. Good boy. Understood? Understood? And then, what happened then? When Pharaoh lay into sarcophagus, and this pyramid, the whole complex, was affecting his energetical system, his fifth body was activated, and his fifth body went out of his body. He saw himself. He is getting into contact with gods and so on, and then he returns back, and your fifth body is embedded, goes back into your matrix. It's interesting. The sound, I know what I'm talking about. The sound is exactly like when you put your feet into the snow. Exactly, like this, and kind of a push. You are in the body. At this particular moment, your genetic program make a step. Turn on. Got it? So, consciously controlled reincarnation. Fifth energetical body in ancient Egyptian tradition was called Assyrian body. Osiris is the person, is the individual who is able to work or to move out of the body through fifth energetical body, not second, because astral body, that's all. Finish. You are in a big trouble. So Anunnaki, they came to the planet Earth and they brought this knowledge exactly for one reason, to prepare the group of people to work in the pyramid, to help them develop their genetic abilities, so that they could talk with Anunnaki on one language. And then, in other important details, pyramid is an instrument. It's like computer. And in this computer, there is a processor. Key moment. Human energetical structure, human being, is the processor. Pyramid doesn't work without man. And as long as each of us, we are different, there is no two equal people in the whole universe. The person is something special, having special contact with a God. This is the reason why they made a choice among the people, and then they developed themselves. And this development, this switching on, activation of the programs have been done with the help of the pyramid. Understood?
Yeah.
The third part, which I would present for you, is a highly important one. In the universe, there are some knowledges which are affecting the development of any civilization of our universe. When this type of knowledge come into possession of civilization, it will affect your spiritual development. Usually, civilizations are making a jump in technologies and in the processes of self-perfection. So this part, which devoted to the mechanism of the pyramid, is one of the most important knowledge. From this starts real development of any civilization of universe. And now you will understand why. This knowledge and the process which I would like to explain to you, to show, this is multi-dimensional process and multi-phase process. This knowledge is the first in the history of our planet when we put together classic science, medicine, and esoteric. Because if you will try to understand how pyramid is working just from the scientific basis, you will not get the result. If you will try to explain the process just from the basis of esoteric, no chance. It should be mixture. And this material is exactly about it. In my book, I have described this process in details, giving links to different times, different civilizations, scientific improvement, and mechanisms which are very well known for the present science, especially for medicine. But at this moment, now, I have no time to bring it all for you, in spite it is highly interesting. I'll try to be short. I will try to not fail, because I need to to show and to explain a lot. And even now this presentation is pretty long, but I will try somehow to manage it for you. Okay?
Figure 3 hours.
You will see I will be pretty fast, my friend. So, okay, let's go on. First phase. When you enter the properly built pyramid, proper place, proper materials, anything is done properly, pyramid is affecting you, immediately affecting you. Your immune system, which actually monitoring your body, all your processes, immediately detects this strong influence. And right after that, immune system is doing exactly the same what immune system doing in all times, at any situation. It sends a signal to central, how to say, organ of our nervous system, to hypothalamus, pituitary system, that something is wrong. The body has got a strong effect. It doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. When you enter the pyramid, your system is in balance. You understand it, right? Somehow you are alive. And then when you enter the pyramid and it makes a strong effect, your system like shaked, something happened. Immune system immediately sends a signal, oh my gosh, we are in a big trouble, something happened. It's like this. Right after that, hypothalamic pituitary system sends a request to all your organism, to each cell of your body. Hey, I need a report. What happened with you from the moment this strange effect or influence started? Understandable? Yeah. So, in a moment, right after that, this information from each cell started to move through nervous system, peripheral nervous system, central nervous system, starts to move to hypothalamus and pituitary system. This report is coming sent into the center. Before I will explain to you the second phase, second step, I'd like to make this important one. The volume of information flow describing the state of the human body. You need to understand what I'll give you. That's not all. This is just a small piece, but it will make it clearer what's going on in the body. Human body consists of multi-billion cells. Each cell has its own biological vibration. This kind of a code, like a telephone cell. Each cell has its own channel of interaction with hypothalamic, this pituitary system. Understandable? Then, each cell has so-called, oh my gosh, I need to find this medical stuff in English language so that you would understand what it is about. So, each cell, the totality is hereditary information contained in the haploid set of chromosomes of one human cell contains more than 3 billion base pairs. So it means something, 3 billion of something in each cell. Then quantity of cell multiply on 3 billion. Can you imagine amount of information? It means that all this information starts to move to your central nervous system and then to hypothalamus pituitary system in the, let's say, in the time. And interesting is that the system which is used to send this information is not a binary system. It's much more complicated. So amount of information which starts to move to your central system is so big that if you put in one unit all computers of the world, it won't be able to survive during 1 second. All shut down. Got it, yeah? You got idea. So from ancient times, from Avicenna, people, doctors, knew that inside of us there is somebody or something that makes decisions what to do in case of one or another illness. But nobody knows who he is. We have no any one organ who could process this amount of information. But believe me, this is just small piece. In reality, system is gathering and analyzing much more information. Because while I have been talking to you now, for a few minutes, our solar system already moved through the universe. Energetical situation have been changed. Our sun have been affected. Sun sends charged particles, you know what I mean, understand? Situation in your body already changed a few times, and your system must gather all this information, analyze it, and send it here. Nobody knows. Even present doctors today, with all their machines, no. Who is making decisions? But interesting is that what I have described, this just a first preliminary step before making a decision. Understand? Just first, because much more information should be analyzed and then decision should be made. But who is doing this decision? To understand it, I will be quick, because there are many, many details which actually now I have described. Our body, system, signals sending to hypothalamic pituitary system. So, and there was a very interesting experiment which we made together with Konstantin Korotkov on 2020 in Tomsk, in Pyramids. We made a film, by the way, for Gaia TV about our complex in Tomsk. And the experiment, beside the filming, it was purely scientific experiment, contained a few steps. First step, we have been analyzing, me and some other people, in the hotel before we enter the pyramid. First test. Then second test, right before the door into the pyramid. Then next test, inside of the pyramid. And the last one, after the influence, outside. And I remember when Konstantin started to check the condition of the health inside of the pyramid, his eyes became wide and crazy. Yes, he was shocked. He was absolutely shocked because he knows me and what I'm doing for many, many years. And he said, listen, Valery, we are in a big trouble. You are in a big trouble. I said, what? I said, look on the screen. The pyramid has super negative effect on a human body. Super negative. At this moment, you can't imagine, I was the happiest man in the world.
Why? I don't want the negative effect on my body.
That was the moment up till now, mentally, I'm kissing him saying, Konstantin, you are the really great one. Thank you. You helped me to discover this, reality. Now, let's go on. To understand what's going on, first of all, I will explain what happened in the pyramid. Okay? So, when I entered into the pyramid and it affected my body, my immune system sent a signal to the center. Then that was a request to any cells. And when the answer came to the central system, my aura made a screening. It says, look, Valery, this is your actual condition. Now you have such problems in your body. Then next moment, I felt like my first chakra started to heat up, then second chakra heat up. So, and then the last one was hypothalamus pituitary system. What's going on next? Before you understand it, I also tell you that I was lucky once to find the text from Indian tribe living in the south part of Northern America, which is called Disana tribe. And Disana tribe has unbelievable knowledge. It says that that the universe has a form of a brain. Of a brain. Like human brain, it has two hemispheres. And there is ongoing channel of contact between human brain and the center of the universe. Got idea? Got idea? What I'm moving you up. So, principle of anthropic similarity, remember? Or anthropomorphism. This is the cell of a brain.
Yes.
Universe. Got it? Okay? Amazing picture. Amazing. So, what happened next in the pyramid? When my aura, like a screen computer, started to show, hey, Valery, here is the problems in your body. My aura at this moment became a bit bigger because my chakras started to get activated. And here, pyramid starts to make its work. The pyramid is, catches this vibration, my body vibration, empower it, and then fire it up into the center of the universe, because our brain is the projection of the universe, projection of the brain of the God according to the genetic code. Got it? Understand? Okay, let's go on. Ancient Egyptian text. Here is the beam, Shu beam, right to the center of universe. Look, amazing. Figure over the head. There is the center, zone of concentration. This is the seventh chakra. from 7th chakra, beam goes to the gut. And we have, you see, 11 lines. You see? 11 lines, it means through 12 energetic membranes. So, from the head of human being, information about actual state of your body, exactly the same thing happens in your tunnels and on the pyramid. Exactly the same. Shut it up into the universe. Ontario. This picture is few, maybe, don't know, 30,000 years, 40,000 years old. South Africa. You see, projection of the human being coming out of the head. 40,000 years ago, people, indigenous people, knew exactly what present medicine know nothing about. Completely nothing about. So, information about actual state is shut it up to the center of universe. If I can say, here also, Kyrgyzstan, Arizona, interesting place. I just told you before that before the shoot, our 7th chakra became activated. You see? Everything is described. Knowledge is absolutely obvious. Our brain is the center of the universe. So it means actually between our hypothalamus and hypophysis system and center of the universe there is no distance. One is placed in another. This wonderful picture have been done on the place of UFO landing. You see the beams of light over the heads? Egyptian picture explains the same phenomenon. So, shortly, when this information is sent to the middle of the universe, you understand that God is know everything about you. He analyzing information, all that he has got, and then sends back all governing programs to explaining to your central nervous system what it must do inside of your organism. Got it? How it works? Pyramid, because you are in the pyramid. Pyramid receives first this data through this energy beam coming out of the pyramid. Pyramid is empowering your energy system. If we take just your body and just this beam of information coming to you through your hypothalamus and pituitary system, then into your brain. Brain is transforming information in the range of your body. Let's say range understandable for your cells, for your body. And then, again, I'm talking, this is the principal schema, okay? It works like this. And then all the signals goes, governing signals, goes to each cell, and then organism is making changes, is correcting the deviations from norm, and then again this information is gathered and goes through peripheral central nervous system to hypothalamus in hypophysis, to hypothalamic pituitary system, and sent back to the middle or in the center of the universe. Beside it, in the universe, in an informational field, there is an information about your ideal state. So it means the state of your health when you are in a perfect shape. This information is, how to say, is analyzed, and then the result of this analysis again is sent back to the pyramid and to the human body. Now look, if in your body, in your energy system, there are some deviations from norm, it means we say that our energy system working not so good. The governing signals do not go through properly. And the signals which are coming to the brain, into your organism, do or do not realize 100%. And here, in this particular case, ancients, they were used the so-called wands of Horus and or caduceus of Horus and the pyramid. Their effect is approximately equal. So, when pyramid is getting this information, what actually must be done by your organism to correct deviations from norm, pyramid is catching, just taking this information, empowering this information, and starts to affect your aura. And if, for example, somewhere here, inside of your body, channel is closed, and information do not go through, your aura is vibrating and sending governing signals around to the targeted point. Understood? This works like this. So it says that pyramid is connecting you directly to the God. Directly. And this is the reason why, for example, Russian Orthodox Church, if you ask about the pyramids, they say, pyramids, oh my gosh, it's from the devil and so on and so on. It's a bull. During the last 500 years, nobody built more pyramid than Russian Orthodox Church. Got it? So, in principle, I have explained as short as I could the principle how pyramid is working. And this mechanism deeply depends on internal biological rhythms, because your biological rhythms must be synchronized with energetical rhythms of the Mother Earth, solar system, and the universe. Got it? And this is exactly the moment when I'd like to give a word to Olga, to my lovely partner and wife, because she is a real expert in these so-called cosmic cycles. Tell you the truth that before I met her, any information about, как это правильно сказать, numerology, for example, okay, it made me crazy. Like a red, something t-shirt for the bull. Said, oh my gosh, what a shit. But here I had a chance, first time in my life, to hear what she is doing, because she is doing it purely on the scientific basis, science of ancient Egypt and the other civilizations. And she persuaded me that it works, really works. I said, okay, Olga, now
it's my turn.
It's your turn. Now
I need to switch the microphones, please.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're switching on to my presentation, I'll just give some words. Well, I was not planning to speak actually. Yeah, really. It was prepared only by Valery. So by the end of the last day, by yesterday, we understood that I could say something.
Because he did a wonderful job together with his wife. I said, why should I do?
Why should I do this? So actually, this is the first slide. I'll introduce myself a little bit. I'm saying that I'm not prepared very much, so I had 2 hours before to make my presentation, really. My name is Olga Twardowskaya, and nowadays I'm a psychologist and numerologist, but originally I received my first education in linguistics, so it was kind of tourism division, and I was not following this. Then I graduated from the law university, so I didn't use it as well. And I was leaving and having some troubles, as every one of us. So I started thinking, what was wrong with me? So I'm facing this all the time, all the same, and this brought me actually to psychology. So I decided to find out what was wrong with me actually. As a normal psychologist come to the psychology, through the problems. So I'm doing these psychological things since 2012, and I was consulting people from one client to another, and I understood that it has become very tough, very small place, a very small space in the psychology, and I understood that there is something that psychology cannot describe and cannot explain and give the reasons why it happens. Yeah, thank you. And I started to, search. My locator was working to find what was wrong with the psychology. So it, covers very small part that, that's dealing with the present incarnation. So in some time afterwards, I faced with numerology. And this knowledge really described me, myself, and I understood very many things, why I was facing this and this again and again. And of course, they came years and years. I was consulting through psychology and numerology. And in 2018, for the first time, I faced with Valery on one lecture where he was speaking. I, of course, was shocked, as you are now. I can imagine how it is. And not long ago, I found this paper where I was making notes of 2018. Then we just faced each other, not even getting acquainted. But in 2021, I made my group with the same organizer that was doing this previous in 2018 the trip. So I collected some people who were interested in this trip to Baikal, actually, this place of force. And there was Valery, to my surprise, because I didn't know about it. And he again was speaking very many interesting things. There were 2 weeks that we spent together. And that was the time when we returned afterwards from Baikal. Everyone that was there had changes in their lives. Many of the people divorced because the it's true, because the relationship were showing these problems, but the energetic place moved us to these decisions, and almost all of the group had this kind of changes. So now, almost a year passed, we communicated with Valery from time to time. Then I saw some video on his YouTube channel, and he was dealing with very young boy and girl who were trying to, to enter this topic of ancient devices, paleotechnology and so on. And I saw this video, I became very sad. By that time, I was very involved in numerology and tarology. By the way, I was examining this instrument as well. Very luckily, by the way. And by that time, I had my YouTube channel grew very much. So I called Valery to say, listen, let's make something together, because you have such a big level that, it's better to, give your knowledge on the more developed channel. So from October 2022, we started to deal together. So I suggested Valery to make videos, to open the topics. And by that time, from the beginning, Valery had around 2,800 subscribers on his channel. And by now, we are having almost 22 YouTube spectators. So this topic, 20,000, yes, 20,000, I'm sorry. 20,000, yeah. Because my thought is coming forward faster yet than I can speak. So that says that this topic is of very great demand, and now we are doing actually the international version. So very soon, if you are interested in this topic, you will subscribe to the American channel. And we are now translating all these videos. But still, coming back to why I'm speaking, is it legal that I'm speaking at all? So we started doing these things together. From time to time, gradually, I started receiving the information from Valery. We started communicating, going to Moscow, St. Petersburgh, and so on and so on. So we developed our activity. Now we're having online course. So what is this for me? I got understanding. I got, a clue, because by that time I was I'm not shy to say about it, I'm a highly professional numerologist. So I had huge knowledge in numerology. But when I started to understand the knowledge that is given by Valery, I started to think, because according to my numerologic knowledge, I understood the principles. But here I got another side of these principles. And there was some time that I devoted to thinking how all these sides are connected, and I found this principle. Of course, I'm not claiming to be, very wise in this, because I'm just in the middle of my research, investigation, let's say. I'm just now showing you the small part of what it is to me. So I'm saying that now I'm dealing with numerology, and I'm interested in this topic. You are speaking about pyramids, right? And I found something that connects the pyramid knowledge with numerological knowledge. And should I press the button? Like this? Yeah. So, not long ago, just a few minutes ago, Valery was talking about our implementation into the universe. So we can see the two parts, the two sleeves of the universe. These are the basic principles, Ba and Ka. And this principle was shown, or is shown now, in the ancient traditions, religions, and we can, from this picture, make a conclusion that our center, the center of the universe, is connected with the body of the person through this heart chakra. So this is a kind of connection, just the same as Valery was talking, the way it is connected through the brain. So this is all the same. So this hypothalamic pituitary system is connected also with this chakra, right? And on our palms, we have the projection of this chakra and of this system. And this is shown here on the picture. Just a few minutes ago, we got to know together that our universe has the shape of the brain, according to the Desana tribe, right? So this is the knowledge that was implemented into me during our interaction. Then, yes, here is the photo from Valery's book. I think many of you are acquainted with this picture. And here we have the, what's the name of this? Dendera zodiac, yes. So here we see the situation of entering of the new planet Marduk into our solar system. So this picture shows, in general, that there are cosmic processes. Let's go further. Here we have the same picture, but with several explanations. Here we can see that the starting point is somewhere here. Number one, yes, you can see it. And you see around this circle the numbers, and these are called the decans, or decan in Russian. I don't know how it's in English. I called it just divisions. Okay, should it be decans? Okay. So between these decades, there is some certain distance.
In time.
And this is about the fact that the time passes in different ways.
And with a different speed.
Yeah, the different speed, the right word. So for me, this is about the fact that the cosmic events are implemented into calendar, and the calendar actually should show the cosmic event. Of course, if you know astrology, if you're maybe professional or just acquainted with this, you can see that this is actually the ecliptic of the sky. And here we can see the zodiac signs and so on. So this is somehow implemented into each other. In the original Denderian zodiac, there are 39 divisions, and this was said by Valery, and he says that not many people know that this is not the original one. There's another one. And if we calculate, you know, these 1, 2, and 3 points is like, it's like fold, yeah, the English word. It's like fold in time. And if we start counting 1, 2, 3 back because of the catastrophe, 4, 5, and you will calculate everything and you will come to 39. So there will be 39 divisions. So you can see, you know, that the precession cycle comprises, in the ideal variant, it should be so, 26,000 years. Today it comprises 25,920. And of course, one division has inside 720 years. This is a mere calculation. So I said about the time, let's go further. So this gave me actually the information, the understanding of that we are implemented very toughly into our, that the cycles, I would say in a different way, are implemented into our lives. Because through astrology, through the positions of the planets, we of course know that we can see the events in our life. So if we go further, let me switch to, yes. What I got to know as well, when I was studying very lightly, I was studying the Mayan history, Mayan calendar, I found the information that the matrix, let's say this word matrix, the rules, how everything is working in the planet, consists of the number, or encodes 52 of something. Let's start with the cells. Medicine knows that the cell of the body, of the human body, is separated 52 times in our lifetime. Let's go further. We know that within our year we have 52 weeks, right? Then, if we divide by 7 the year, 365 days, we will get one period of 52 days. Then, the Mayans knew that there's a special cycle of 52 years. Where does it come from? The fact is that, you know, there's a stellar system called Sirius. There's Series A and Series B. And Series B surrounds Series A within 52 years. So it's the system encoding our calendar, our life, if you want. Then I started thinking, because I knew the principles, I knew the system according to numerology, and there's a very interesting system I will tell you afterwards. It is based on 52, so I started thinking, how is it connected? And Valery, from his part, sometime told me that, you know, when I was speaking to this highly developed civilization, many years ago, they said that the reincarnation happens approximately once in 500 years. So for me it was quite clear that the ideal system should be 520 years, if we are based on the numbers. Of course, the system can have some deviations, yes. So let's go further. The Mayan cycle, 5,200. What is this? Maybe you read the book of Jose Arguelles. Yeah, and he's explaining it very, very interesting. It gave me the clue of this Mayan cycle, and all this system became clear to me as well. You know, in 2012, we all spoke about the end of the life. Yeah. So what it was actually? He explains it like this. So there's galaxy. It has a beam going out from the center of this galaxy, and you know that the beam going through a long distance has, you know, like it's widening by the distance. So the fact was that the planet Earth was coming through this distance of this light for 5,200 years. So this was just the moving of the planet, and through this, yes, through this light beam. These are the Mayan years, 5,200. But in our nowadays calendar, it's like 5,125 years. So okay, we see the system. And precession cycle. You know that the precession cycle is about 26,000 years. So twice this amount of years is 52,000. So it's like fractal cycle, you know, that starts from the small fractal 52 and then it becomes very big through the years. Let's go further. This is how the Mayan calendar looked, and you see these green cells. There are of course 52, so the Mayans knew about these cycles, knew about this number, and they were this calendar was based exactly on the Sirius system. And by the way, you can notice that this green structure looks like DNA.
Yep.
Now, what's this? This is the system. It's not the playing cards. Actually, this is the calendar system that has this knowledge inside of itself. We can see that the principle of 52 points or 52 something is encoded in this system. Actually, this is the calendar, because in numerology we have the system described by, let me remember, Robert Lee Kemp. He was the astrologist and mathematician. You can find his book, and he explains this system very well. I was working with this system, so for me it was like a boom to get to know. And what's interesting, in this system we have one card related to some special date in a year. So every one of you is born on a certain date. And of course, this date relates to special card. And this special card in his book has special explanation of what you must do as your task in this incarnation. So it's a kind of mission. Again, coming back to this system, you see by the line 13 points or 13 cards, and number 13 is nothing but the principle of reincarnation that we talked about just a minute ago. And by the way, in this Mayan calendar that we saw several minutes ago, this was said that they were the Mayans were based on 13 moons during a year. So again, we see the principle. Then, I already told you about Robert Lee Kemp, so I'm skipping this slide. Now, This is actually the 52 position system that I was already involved into when I was consulting the numerology. So this was a kind of junction for me, what I told you before, according to the cycles, and what I knew. And we have this wonderful table. Let's imagine there are 4 turns of our development. And it says that during our presence on Earth, we need to get through 52 incarnations. This should be the ideal system. But due to the fact that our planet is very, very much involved in karma, we had very many difficult situations, cosmic situations, planet situations. We make mistakes, of course, and you understand that we receive something to work with. So that says, according to the texts that Valery studied, that we are the projection of the God. So we need to find out, how can I say it in English? Let me think. To live through this life, to examine this life by the physical body. Let's go further. Actually, we are talking about pyramids, right? So, what I saw in this, what is this for me? Besides all this we said before, besides all energetic levels, technological levels and so on. When I was speaking to Valery, he was explaining his point of view, and for me, it was some kind of different angle. I saw 4 sides of this pyramid, and if you calculate all the levels, horizontal levels, together with the top, you will see 13 levels. So that means that those who built this pyramid knew this. They possessed this knowledge. Then, you see the ladder. Each ladder, as far as I know, contains 91 steps. If you calculate all the days in summer, in winter, in fall, in spring, each season will contain 91 days. So 4 sides of this pyramid is actually the basis of the 4. We have 4, how can I say, seasons, yes, I'm thinking about another word. In the playing cards we have 2 reds and 2 suits. Yes. So we have these 4 suits, right? Actually, in this numerological table I was showing you before, let me skip back. Yes, here. According to my knowledge implemented into me when I was consulting, understanding this, our soul starts living the situations from the first turn that is connected with love and relationships. So that means that through these 13 levels, the soul in different bodies goes through very different situations just in the sphere of relationships and loves. Then, after 13th point, the examinational reincarnation, it passes to the second level that is connected totally with intellectual development. So through these second turn, 13 incarnations, a person must grow in his intelligence. Sometimes it's a very simple person knowing nothing, Sometimes by reincarnations, a person grows in his knowledge. So nowadays we can see very many scientific people on this turn, many chess players, so those people who work with intelligence. Even if you like reading, learning, quotations and so on, this means that you are on this turn. Then after the 26th point, after the exam, a soul passes on to another turn. The third one is connected with the material sphere and money, if you want. So in nowadays life, the people are dealing with career, businesses, maybe technologies, but based on the money. Sometimes a soul lives through the life with no money absolutely, with no material background. Sometimes, the soul in another body starts some small business. Sometimes it's kind of big business. Sometimes, person breaks the rules and doesn't give back the money, so makes some karma and so on. And in the end of this level, by the way, a person in this physical body already can make money very fast. And the core of this growth is that this person should spend this money on something big and substantial for the earth and for the people. And by the way, the guy who ordered the construction of the pyramids in Tomsk to Valery is this one of the guys who raised very fastly in his region. He collected very, very much money. He did very much good things for his region. And then he started thinking, what should I do with this money? It should bring something very good to my region, because Tomsk is a region of the students. There are very many universities. So this guy came to Valery and said, hey, I would like to raise my region. And I don't know how, but let's do something. So he invested this big amount of money to construct 13 pyramids. Then, after this level, a soul passes to the fourth level, to the fourth turn, where the soul gets the key to the door. Let's call it esoteric knowledge. So all those who are interested nowadays in this knowledge can make the conclusion they are situated nowadays on this level of development. And on this turn, we can see, healers, esoteric practices, tarologists, those who help people to understand their life, their path. So this is the short explanation. This I explained to you as well. So in the conclusion of this slide, these 4 parts, 4 sides of the pyramids are also based on 4, sleeves of the universe. We know 2 major sleeves, Ba and Ka, and just several minutes ago you saw the slide of Valery, where there was a picture of 4 sleeves, 2 major and 2 small sleeves of the universe. Now, what's this? I was examining this system, and I work with this system very well, as it does everyone who takes the tarot cards. But suddenly I came to the conclusion that this is the corrected calendar system. We spoke about the playing cards, consisting of 52. Now we're speaking about 78 cards. Actually, this is the knowledge saved through the thousands of years. So we have 78 cards, right? I read in Valery's book that the pyramid of Cheops was tuned on a special note, La, and the wavelength of this note is 78 centimeters. Then, if we collect all the people together and make the average length of the spine, it will come to 78. So the average height of a person, of a human being all over the world is 170, 175. At this length, of course. So that means that the one who drew these cards perfectly knew what he's doing. So this system starts working exactly in this amount. So let's analyze a little bit. Here I took away 22 major arcanas, and I'm not gonna stop on this. The difference between the playing cards and these tarot cards, if we take away 22 major arcanas, there will be only 4 cards. So see, we have jacks and we have pages, just the same. We have knights in the tarot system and we have nothing in the playing card system. We have ladies, or how should I name this? Queens and queens again, this is all the same, and kings again. So we have the difference only in 4 cards. We knew, together with you, just an hour ago, that there was cosmic disaster. The asteroid impact. Now, this is the clue card of the whole structure, and it showed me that once we have this very small detail on this card, it shows us that this is actually a calendar system transformed after this disaster. When we had 360 days after the disaster, when the planet started turning slower, there became more days, so 360, 365, 4 nights, 4 cards, and altogether it will make one free day, as the Mayans said, the 5th day. And we know that every 4th year we have the addition of 1 day. Actually, at the same time, 1 night, 1 card is 1/4 of the year. When this pyramid construction appeared, the book of Valery says that it appeared 13,000, let me switch to another slide, 13,679 years. If we calculate the starting date, so let's take the calendar of Maya, multiply it by 52, the principle of encoding, we will come to this date. Of course, there is a decline in the dates. The system is stabilizing, is still stabilizing. Of course, we understand that it could be like decline, right? A declination, how should I say it in English? Now, let's work with our nowadays calendar. If we take today's calendar, multiply it by 52, we will again come to a very important cosmic event, the appearance of the Marduk in the solar system. According to Valery's book, we see it's 1714. Of course, we can understand that it's again something close. So, what it's all about? Of course, these dates I took from Valery's knowledge. So it's the way I combined my knowledge together with his knowledge. So that means that all the cosmic events were fixed according to this special calendar system, and the way of calculation of this starting point was encoded into these playing cards, as we call it now, or tarot cards, as we call it now. So each event had some certain point, and from this point, the calculation of the dates started differently. So it actually led me to how numerology and astrology works. We said in the beginning that we are a part of the universe, and we are the hands of the God, and our energetic system is implemented into the universe. And this means that this calendar can decode everything that happens in the universe and everything that happens in our lives. So now we understand that once we have the decoding system, we have the encoded cards, let's say, and we have the decoding system, numerology and astrology. So I'm coming to what I'm doing. Every event in our life can be calculated, actually. So that means that we can calculate the rise and the fall, some very difficult situations, when we can get into trouble, when we can get into the accident, when we meet someone substantial, someone significant in our life, when we get married, when we get divorced, when we have problems in our work, and so on and so on. So that means that actually astrology and numerology come to the very, very deep ancient knowledge. Of course, I have just started my investigation. I'm just sharing with you this small part. And I think by time I will get something more, because I was always interested in how it all works. And I came to the understanding that psychology doesn't deal with the real reason why it happens. Once I look into the calculations of karma of a person, I will get the full answer of how the man behaves in this incarnation. And so, summarizing all this, it gave me the understanding that our soul must live in this matrix of the planet Earth through the whole cycle of 26,000 of years. So that means we are in school of 52 classes, reincarnating every 520 years. So summing up, I must say that in this incarnation I'm 43 years, and in general I'm 22,300 years. So I'm able to calculate this возраст, забыла слово. Yes, age. The age of the soul. So actually, let's pass to the last slide. Yes, this is all actually. So if you would like to get to know more, you can screen these QR codes. This is my website, but still it's not translated into English. I was not intending to speak. So, of course, I will translate. You can contact me directly, and Valery wants to say something. Yes, please.
Thank you, Olga. Just as I told you that at the beginning I was critically against all this stuff, but what she said is not opening up that wonderful results which she shows and presents when she's working with the people. With me, or for me, I will open up for you some secrets. I'm doing it just for the people, for the audience, maybe for the first time in my life. Yeah, but I will confess that here just she explained, my previous reincarnation, one very important one, was exactly around 13,000 years ago. That's right. That's right. And honestly, while I'm here and what I'm doing and how it is connected, because it doesn't matter how you accept it. For me, it doesn't matter. But in any way, I'll tell you the truth. In my previous life, 6 times, I met and talked with Lucifer. At the time when he was a man, when he was an absolutely amazing scientist. So this is the long story. And within this long story, there were some events very important for me, which have been purely described by her. And that was the moment when I said, okay, it looks like real stuff. So, and now we are together. At the end of my presentation, of our presentation, I'd like to show you this book, which we have published in 2023.
What's it called?
Pyramids, Legacy of the Gods, the Book of Revelations. This is the only one book which explains the reasons, the mechanism, everything that stands behind the pyramids. Like today, when I started from the orientation of the pyramids, it's explained why, what was the reason. And I'd like to, it's in Russian language, soon it will be in English, but I'd like to present this book to my best friend, let's say, to a man who devoted his life for humanity, to make this world better. Sam, it's for you.
Thank you, Valery. Thank you, Olga. Olga, come. Thank you very much. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Valery. Excellent job.